And some of you are gifted. You got all of these things, all your ducks lined up in a row, and the only thing that you're waiting for is access. Somebody, because you're talented and nobody has seen your talent, your platform is too small. And you need somebody that has access to be able to do some things. You don't ever know what God can do even in a small place. A friend of mine some years ago invited me to come to Fiji and speak. And I knew Fiji was a little tiny island out in the South Pacific. And I just went by faith. I said, God, I'll do it because he's a friend. And you know, sometimes you go to situations, you don't know what you're going to meet up when you see it. I didn't know whether there would be 50 or 75 people there. When I got there, 10,000 people were crammed in the building. 2,000 were in the parking lot watching by television, and TBN was there and televised me for 2 hours every night into 80 countries around the world. You don't ever know what God will use as just an access point in your life. I can't tell you that many of you are gifted but limited because you have no access. What good is it to have a powerful motor if you don't have access to gas? What good is it to have a wonderful electric apparatus if you have no access to power? And may I remind you of this, that sometimes the people that hold the power are not your problem. It's the access, the people that control access to the people with the power. And that's why you have to be nice to people who don't have power, because they might have access. You don't know who you're dealing with. They may not have the power, but they have access to the person with the power. And that's why you have to be kind. When salesmen come in and they just want to deal with the decision maker, and then they're rude to the receptionist, and then are condescending to the secretary, you don't know who you're dealing with. If you're not nice to the one that can grant you access. You know, when I hired for my position of my executive assistant, I was looking for one main quality, not how fast they typed, but how well they were able to keep the confidentiality of my office, because of the confidential nature of people that set appointments that come. And I couldn't have a blabbermouth or somebody with diarrhea, because a secretary is a keeper of secrets, a secretary. They're a keeper of secrets. So they have to be able to handle confidential information without having diarrhea at the mouth, because guess who came to see Bishop the other day? Honey, let me tell you, because I always get the nature of what they call. Honey, she said her husband gave her syphilis. But you won't hear that from my office, because I've got a keeper of secrets, a secretary. This is a keeper of secrets, because they become a doorkeeper. They have access. This is who Esther became for her people. She became an intercessor for her people, a mediator for her people. She was a Jew in disguise. And when Haman devised a ploy to have all of the Jews killed, she had to become an intercessor for her people because she had access to the king. Don't ever turn your nose up on people because they don't have power, because they might have access. They might know somebody who knows somebody to be able to grant you access. You'll be surprised at how close you are to contact with somebody that you need to make contact with over whatever it is. I'm just telling you, I heard unequivocally that word of the Spirit of God saying access. Then many of you are gifted, but you don't have the access yet. Some of you got product, but you don't have the distribution access. You don't have access to distribution to put it on a mass scale, and you need access. Somebody shout access. I'm just here to tell you that something today is shifting in the realm of the Spirit to be able to take your life to a brand new level because of divine access. Access that God wants to sovereignly and supernaturally, in some instances, be able to grant access to your life that will take your living to a total different level. And I'm telling you, destructive things happen when we don't have somebody that is standing as a mediator to create access for us.